Next, we have incident reporting. And incident reporting, again, maintaining logs, documentation, documentation, documentation. Very, very important. While it's happening, okay, maintain logs of actions as they occur. So as soon as you get into some type of crisis situation, you should reach for that notebook, reach for that pad or laptop or whatever it is you have that you use to document and take notes, date and time as it happens. All right, it's much more accurate than trying to remember what happened in the past. If it's 2-3 days later and you're trying to recall dates and times, and very specifically, it's going to be very hard. So that can be, again, pen and paper. That works great. Obviously, you don't have to worry about it, being corrupted or lost or destroyed. Rather, if a storage array or a computer goes down and it's not backed up, if you have a pen and paper, you have a copy. Digital, audio, or video. Okay, you can have a voice recorder or a video recorder and record your sessions if necessary. And again, keep the documentation objective and keep it fact-based. Be sure to keep dates and times, as I mentioned, accurately recorded within each action, because again, when we go into our PIR or our post-incident review, those documents will later be used for correlating events with other teams. Okay, so typically, when you have some type of an event, it's not just you or your team. You're going to have other teams involved as well, from the engineers, the systems admins. It could be storage, network, compute teams. It can be a web team or a middleware team. All right, there'll be a number of people involved alongside of the actual application owners that were affected. All right, then you may have legal teams, HR, so on and so forth. So all of those teams will have their own sets of notes. And if everyone maintains accurately, the times of when things happen, it's much easier to kind of corroborate and give an accurate timeline from a variety of sources. And as as you start to document, that level of work just goes up and up and up. All right, you're going to generate a lot of documents. But it's extremely important, as I said, for lessons learned, for PIRs, also for any type of prosecution that may take place down the road. Okay, once we have our incident reporting processes in place, we need some method and some location for all of the teams that are involved with a specific incident to have a place to report up to. So there's a centralized grouping of information, a correlation of events across multiple teams. And that deals with some type of centralized NOC, or Network Operations Center, or Network Technical Operations Center, or Network Security Operations Center. Your company may have one, they may not have one. You can also outsource that to a third party sometimes to provide that kind of centralized monitoring of your systems. But basically, it's going to function as an incident command center. So when we have an issue, there's some crisis in place, you should have processes and procedures so that the NOC will take command of that situation. They're a central point of communication, and they basically have, or are, I should say, a place where all teams will report in periodically during the incident, whether it's every hour, every 3 to 4 hours, it could be every 15 minutes, really depending upon the nature and the severity of the incident. But they'll all report in, and then the NOC will, or should, I should say, take control of disseminating that information to all affected teams. All right, so they're going to disseminate roll-up and broadcast information to all affected areas, teams, etc. So basically what we're doing here is we're keeping all the involved personnel advised of the situation, of the steps being taken, and of the potential time to resolution. So that way everyone's on the same page, and then any information that gets disseminated out to the public, again, is a coordinated effort.